All right, namaste Satiharu, mero naam Michelle ho. I am recording live from Pokhara, Nepal, the Learning House. We're located in Samsung Gali, nearby New Road. Today, I'm going to discuss some common questions and concerns people have when they're looking at going to study in the United States. I'm going to share my presentation now so you can see this. And so here are the main things we will talk about today: how to find a school, get scholarships, apply from Nepal, secure your visa, and travel to the USA. So 5 steps. Number 1, first, you must think about your aim. So you need to work backwards and think about what is your main goal. What do you want to do? What kind of job do you want? It's helpful also to think about what you have studied in the past. And consider your marks. You know, if your marks have not been very strong in math and science subjects, maybe more difficult math and science subjects might be not the best for you to pursue. Think about what kind of job you want. Not every job will require a bachelor's or a master's. Maybe you could look at certificate programs. Also for a PhD, you have to think about the work that you are looking to do. Does it really require a PhD? PhD is a longer program, often is a little bit more expensive, and a greater time and energy investment on your side of things. So think about your aim, think about your goal, and work backwards. There are over 4,000 programs in the United States. So having an aim and a clear understanding of the degree that you need to continue and move forward in your professional career will help. With over 50 states, that's a lot to choose from. I had mentioned certificate courses. Now, certificate courses, this is a great option for people who maybe don't have a lot of time or money to invest. The drawback here is the emphasis is on practice, not academic or theory. So if getting a bachelor's degree is your aim and your goal, maybe a certificate is not the correct choice for you. Certificates usually are targeted for business professionals or people who are already working and their employers looking for enhanced knowledge or technical training. Certificate programs are faster to complete than normal degrees. Typical programs range anywhere from a few months to the better part of a year. Certificates also are a lot cheaper than traditional degrees, so that's something for you to consider. The next option, these are community colleges. So community colleges they're non-residential establishments, so they're supported locally or regionally by a state government. And you'll find tuition here is cheaper than state schools or private schools. Courses offered at community colleges typically are 2 to 3 years in length. And the admissions requirements to get into community colleges are a lot cheaper than state schools. Most students attending community colleges will attend for a 2-year associate's and then look to transfer the credits that they've earned from this school to a 4-year college or university. This is a great option for people who are looking to save money. The next institution that I mentioned, these are state schools, so these are public universities. They receive some sort of subsidy from the state government. This reduces the cost of tuition for in-state residents. So the cost before financial aid packages are awarded are typically lower than private schools. With state universities, you're going to see moderately competitive admissions, so the admissions requirements may be a little bit more difficult than community colleges. But here at state universities, you'll see all the different kinds of programs: bachelor's, master's, and PhD. Many state universities also offer options for international students to live on campus and feature a variety of student groups, so sports, dance, maybe debate, and it's pretty lively, a lively atmosphere. The last group of schools that I want to talk to you about, these are called the Ivy League schools, and these are the more famous schools that people have heard of: Brown, Columbia University, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, Pennsylvania, Princeton, and Yale. As you can see from this little map that I've pictured, they're all located on the East Coast of the United States. These schools, because of their reputation, the competitive process to get in here is quite strict. So admissions for an Ivy League requires a little bit more higher test scores, better marks. This is the big challenge for many students, including American students, to get in. Ivy Leagues are also more expensive, probably the most expensive of all the universities. However, the financial aid for students who have demonstrated merit, so that means high test scores and academic promise, they can help pay for tuition. For example, I'll take you through a little bit of a school battle here. If we take University of Colorado, so this is a state university, and Columbia University, which is an Ivy League. University of Colorado is located in Boulder, Colorado, and we're comparing Columbia University in New York City. Look at the percent of admission: 85% admission for CU Boulder and 7% for Columbia. So that means out of everyone that has applied, only 7% of students are admitted. Further compare, so look at cost. Columbia University, this is over $60,000 per year, and that includes books and tuition, living expenses. And look at compared to CU Boulder. Now I've listed two figures here. Earlier in my presentation, I had mentioned that admissions to school, if you live in-state, in that region, it's a little bit cheaper than if you are attending as an out-of-state student. So obviously as an international student, you're looking at that 47 figure. So that's over 47 lakh for 1 year. If you notice, the number of students is about the same, but Columbia has a little bit more undergraduate students and more international students. I would probably attribute that to the fact that it is located in New York City, and New York City is a little bit more of a cosmopolitan and urban area than Boulder, Colorado. In terms of academics, this is also something you want to consider. Each school will have certain programs that are stronger or more popular than others. For instance, at the University of Colorado, business, marketing, and life sciences, these are more popular programs. At Columbia, engineering and social sciences are more pursued. There's also a difference in faculty numbers and class size. Finally, at the end, I found a statistic of how many public computers are available for student use. You can see there are more computers available at the state school, University of Colorado, than Columbia. Maybe that's because more students arrive to campus with laptops at Columbia, or it could also be because the University of Colorado has a much larger campus. Columbia is tucked away into the streets of Manhattan, so there's not a sprawling campus like at CU Boulder. Application requirements. In the beginning, I had mentioned that Ivy League schools, so the example here is Columbia University, are a little bit more difficult and strict than state schools. So on the left, University of Colorado, the state school, look, you're looking at essays, you need 1 recommendation, and transcripts, the average GPA is a 3.58. At Columbia, they look for 3 recommendations and a CV. You also can see a difference in terms of test scores. The SAT, ACT numbers preferred by the University of Colorado are a little bit lower than at Columbia, looking at a 29 or higher for the ACT and a 1310 or above for SAT. Same thing for TOEFL and IELTS. These are the standardized English tests. The IELTS requirement for Columbia University is a 7, where it's a 6.5 for the state school at CU Boulder. The waiver and the application fee that I've listed at the end here, it's a little bit more expensive for Columbia and $70 at the University of Colorado. I've noted waiver here because I encourage all students, if money is an issue, please email the admissions department and ask for a fee waiver. A lot of universities will waive this fee for students who have financial hardship, so it never hurts to ask. Step number 2, speaking of money, this is a concern for everybody, no matter if you're an American student or coming from abroad. Not only do you have to pay for student fees, you also have to pay for housing, living, and food. So this is something that you have to talk with your family about and think through carefully before you arrive to the United States and before you choose a program. Now, as a student, on a student visa, you are able to work up to 20 hours a week on campus. Typically, these jobs are competitive because everybody wants to earn money, right? And the money that you'll be paid is hourly. So you'll be awarded a lump sum, and per hour, you're granted $8 to $10 based on your work. And again, it's 20 hours per week. Scholarships come in private and public forms. You can be awarded based, like I said, on your merit. So if you're an exceptional student or if you demonstrate need. So with awards and with scholarships, you must apply for those, and this is a separate application process than what you do to get into your university. The other option is loans, and these are this is money that you actually have to pay back with interest. So be careful with the number of loans you take out because every year it's going to increase. So grants, scholarships, loans, those are the main sources of financial aid in the United States. Again, it's very rare to get a full scholarship, so you'll want to talk closely and carefully with your parents about setting a budget before you go to the US. Now, in the United States, kind of like in Nepal, bigger cities like Kathmandu and Pokhara, they are more expensive, right, to live in. Same thing in the US. As you can see, the red states here, these are the most expensive, so tere mahanga, right? The green ones, alikati sasto, these are a little bit cheaper, and so cost of living, things like accommodation, housing, food, you have to think about all of these things. So refer back to this map when you're looking at programs and considering where you should go to study. Step 3, once you've selected your program, you've thought about your aim, you've done research about the schools that have strong programs in your given subject area, and you've also thought about money, how much money you can spend on your program. Now it's time to hit the computer and apply online. What's great is paper applications are a thing of the past. Most universities all accept online applications. To apply online, you'll need to have certain things ready. This includes test scores. So most schools will require a standardized English exam, so either the IELTS or the TOEFL. Some will require SAT scores. You'll need to have transcripts from your schools, so this is a record of the classes you've already taken. Up to +2, what kinds of grades you've earned. Some schools may also ask for personal essays and recommendations, which we discussed with the Columbia University and the CU Boulder example. And then, of course, the application fee. Now, I've started this at the end because every school's requirements are a little bit different. You'll want to make sure that you check with your admissions department to see exactly what they ask for from you. So you make sure that you have everything together and you apply on time. Next, notice this is step 4 about the visa. The big mistake that I see is many students come to me asking, how do I get a student visa? Notice I hadn't mentioned anything about student visa until now, which is step 4. So after you gain admission into an American university, now you start thinking about the visa. So when you go to the embassy, you're going to need to bring a form with you, either the I-20 or the DS-2019 form, depending on the program that you're going to. Look at all the things that you'll need. Your aim, that was step 1. Funding, that was step 2. Transcripts and test scores, you should already have these from step 3, and you'll have to provide receipts for your visa fee and the SEVIS fee. You can schedule your interview at the Kathmandu Embassy online. I've included the website here, www.ustraveldocs.com. Now, don't be fooled. Many consultancies will say that you have to create many different papers and certificates and documents to bring. These are the main things that the embassy will care about. No, it's not necessary that you show proof of land ownership, okay? Again, these are the key points. Why are you going to the US? How is going to the US going to help you, right? What is your long-term goal? Is it to stay in the US and work, or is it to come back to Nepal and contribute here? And then you'll want to bring your transcripts and test scores with you as well. Last, step 5. Okay, so you went to the embassy, you got your visa. Congratulations. Now get prepared to go to the United States. Before you go, ask questions. It's a little bit different, well, a lot of it different than Nepal. So you want to be prepared before you go. Know where will you live? Who's picking you up from the airport? Do you know anyone in the United States now? You can ask them what the transition was like for them. Do they have any tips for you? Also ask your school, are there Nepali students presently on campus? Joining student groups, international student groups, Nepali organizations can also help your transition to the US. Also ask, is there a new student orientation, or is there an international student orientation for you to attend before your classes begin? Typically, this gives you an opportunity to get to know your teachers, find out where the library is, or any other practices that maybe you're not aware of. Talk to friends, research online, look at the school's website, and remember, no question is stupid, so don't be afraid to ask. There are plenty of kind people at universities in the US looking to help you. Just feel free to send an email to your admissions department. All right, so that's my 5 steps in a quick nutshell. I've also listed some websites for you here to check out, including Education USA. There's a financial aid website. US News, Study USA, Educate Nepal. This is a good resource also if you're looking for scholarship or work opportunity, and then our website as well, www.learninghousenepal.com. Thanks very much for watching and tuning in. If you have questions, you're welcome to stop by our office in Pokhara to learn more or visit our website. Happy to help in any way possible. Again, my name's Michelle. I'm a licensed social worker, and I've been working in Nepal for almost 3 years, so happy to help. All right, thank you.